Hello, I'm Jeff Buttering, and welcome back to Blind Love. So, I'm doing this episode because Lex couldn't make it. She's probably out hiding somewhere in the dark right now. Even though she clearly said she was interested in closing out this series. Yeah, well, it is what it is, but you know what? This is the last episode anyways, so this will be probably mixed in with a Valentine Panic episode, being that this is the last episode of this game. Okay. I didn't care. I didn't dare let anyone help. I knew I could find her on my own. I kept moving forward, letting the fireworks above me motivate each step I made. They were loud and rang absolutely, almost violently in my ears. But I didn't care. I kept walking, unsure of how much longer I would walk. I even managed to bump into tables and lights, but my panic wasn't letting me care. Where was she? Eventually, though, the fireworks died out and the crowd applauded their final cheers for the show. I, however, stopped walking, not having found Sarah. But my gut hardened and I felt suddenly distraught. I couldn't find her. Where was she? Looks like this is going to be an unhappy ending. I felt a firm hand grip my shoulder, scaring me and forcing me to try and pull away.
Whoa, calm down. It's me. We found her. We brought her inside and are trying to calm her down.
Josh? He found her. I felt relieved and let out a large sigh. My knees suddenly lost feeling and I found myself toppling down to the ground. Josh instantly grabbed me and pulled me back.
Whoa, hey! You okay? We need to get you home, man. Come on.
I wasn't even given a choice. Very soon, I was led to a car, assumingly Josh's. What about Sarah?
I'll bring her home when she calms down, okay? She's not well enough to bring you back, so I have to.
But
don't fight me on this. She's not the only one taking care of you.
She's not the only one that cares about you. I couldn't say anything more. I had to let Josh take control of the situation. It's not like I could have done anything. It was over. The night eventually became a memory to look back on. Thinking about it, I didn't even know if there was anything I would have changed. I went with what I thought was right, so the future was in store. The future was mine. Josh and Tyler were able to work out their differences. After sitting down, both of them talked about their issues with each other. One thing was for certain, though. They truly did love each other. I was tough to detail everything, sure, but eventually they understood. It was tough to detail everything, sure, but eventually they understood each other and worked out a way to make both of them happy. I almost didn't recognize the joy in Josh's voice when he told me about a date he and Tyler had planned. I was happy for him. As from the book, I finally finished it. Unfortunately, it wasn't that what anyone liked. Barely a handful of copies sold. I had a long way to go before I could call myself a successful writer. As for Sarah, however, our relationship became rocky after that night. Calls became less frequent, and I found myself isolating myself in my apartment again. Something didn't feel right between Sarah and me, so eventually we had to take a break to find ourselves. It also was sad that Sarah didn't visit often, but he comforted me when I felt down. Eventually, we could get back together. Maybe not. Until then, we had to figure out our lives first. Maybe, maybe not. And that is the end of Blind Love. And with that being said, all three Michaela Laws games, Blind Love, the games that launched this Valentine Tale series, Blind Love, well, not all three of them. Blind Love and My Lady are over, but we are currently still going through Valentine Panic with the server aid, or with the server side of things. So that one will continue for a while, and then it will be over. And then there's another game that's kind of like romantic-ish that I have on my Steam called Tale of Tales, which will close out Valentine Tales for this month. This was a good game the first 3 times I've played it, but it's a sad game. Losing your sight, having to have a seeing eye dog, your girlfriend taking care of you. I feel like maybe the pressure of trying to take care of Alex got to Sarah, and maybe that's why the relationship ended. This, hard to be in that situation. And I hope none of you out there listening or watching this have to ever deal with that situation. I had a friend he was born that way, and I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen him, but it's hard. I feel bad for anybody who has no sight, not being able to see the world around them, seeing the people they love, seeing the things, like anything around them. But I gotta give those people props because they do find ways to make it work. Anybody has anything going on with them, they always find ways to make it work. Why? Because we're human. And we don't give up. And we keep going. Even if it kills us, we keep going. And we find ways to persevere through any difficult challenge that life throws at us. But this video wasn't even that long, I guarantee you. So this was the original game that I started when I first started doing Second Valentine Nightmares in 2023. It was the launch pad of it. This is before I had rearranged everything the way you see it now. And this, what I revamped it in 2024, it was the launch pad for this series. But being that I'm changing everything due to the channel reset, or the channel blip, so to speak, I wanted to change things up. So I made Immortal Love, Letter from the Past, the launch pad for Second Valentine Stories this year, which was not even on the 2023 slate originally. When I was doing hidden object games for the 2023 incarnation of this show, it was Immortal Love, Stone Beauty, which technically is the 7th game in the Immortal series, and Dark Romance, Vampire in Love. But that was more like a horror game, so this time around I kind of switched it to 10th Frightmare. I didn't stop playing Immortal Love, Letter from the Past until maybe the first time I tried to when I did the reset, which was in February of last year. And then Dark Romance was still a part of it. But then when we got to this year, and I reset everything, when we got to summer of last year, and then I reset everything, I made Dark Romance, Vampire in Love part of 10th Frightmare. Immortal Love, Letter from the Past became a main episode, along with Dark Romance, Heart of the Beast. And unfortunately, those 2 games have already closed the doors. But we are currently now going through Dark Romance, the Swan Sonata, and the second Immortal Love game will be coming out soon. So, anyways, enough chit-chat. I hope, for those of you who who saw this game for the first time, and even maybe watched a little bit of Lex's boring episodes that she did, considering she had to call me out and say my mouth runs 20 miles an hour, which is kind of true, but not really. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and for those of you who were returning to this game for the 3rd time, I hope you enjoyed it. And with that being said, that's going to conclude the series of Blind Love. Yet another game has finally ended and closed its doors and will forever be immortalized into the channel's history books forever. I'm Jeff Bloodbrain. I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time.